All right, what's up, my brothers? So it's been brought to my attention today that Trevor Bauer, a former MLB baseball player, pitcher actually, has been Me Too'd, and this is another one. I want to play this quick 3-minute odd video and then discuss it because he has lost all of his credibility and this woman was never charged, but listen up here.
Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. "What should I steal?" she asked another, in reference to visiting my house for the first time. The answer? Take his money. So how might that work? "I'm going to his house Wednesday," she said. "I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll." Then, after the first time we met, "Net worth is 51 mil, she said. "Bitch, you better secure the bag," was the response. But how is she going to do that? "Need daddy to choke me out," she said. "Being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million, read another text. Then, after the second time we met, former Padres pitcher Jacob Nix told her, "You got to get this bag." "I'll give you 50,000, Lindsey replied. Her AA sponsor asked her at one point, "Do you feel a tiny bit guilty?" "Not really," she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial settlement. But, as I have done since day one, I refuse to pay her even a single cent. In August of 2021, Lindsey Hill's claims were heard in court, and during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team. Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsey Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021, without my knowledge or consent, of course. In it, you can see her lying in bed next to me while I'm sleeping, smirking at the camera without a care in the world, or any marks on her face. I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us. After hearing the evidence available to her, Judge Diana Gold-Saltman found that Lindsey Hill had misled the court. She found her claims to be materially misleading. She denied her request for a domestic violence restraining order, and she found that no sexual assault or non-consensual conduct took place. Now, some of you might not know about restraining order hearings. I know I didn't, but I've since learned that it's extremely rare for a request for a restraining order to be denied because the standard of proof that you need to obtain one is extremely low. So you can make of that what you will. The fact is, I was never arrested. I was never charged with a crime, and I won the only legal proceeding that took place without my side of the story even being heard. And most importantly, as I've said from day one, I never sexually assaulted Lindsey Hill, or anyone else for that matter. So I sued her, which prompted her to countersue me. Quite frankly, regardless of the outcome in court, I've paid significantly more in legal fees than Lindsey Hill could ever pay me in her entire life. And I knew that would be the case going in. But the lawsuit was never about the money for me. It was the only way for me to obtain critical information to clear my name. The discovery process in that lawsuit recently concluded, at which point Lindsey Hill's legal team again came to us with another proposal to resolve the case. This time, however, they weren't seeking any money from me. Having received much of the information that had been hidden from us, a small portion of which I've referenced here, I was willing to agree to the terms proposed. Both parties would drop their respective lawsuits, and neither of us would pay either side any money. I also retained my right to speak publicly about the case, something I have not been at liberty to do since June of 2021. So, as of today, both lawsuits have been settled. Now, over the last 2 years, I've been forced to defend my integrity and my reputation in a very public setting. But hopefully this is the last time I have to do so, as I'd prefer to just remain focused on doing my job, winning baseball games and entertaining fans around the world. So today, I'm happy to be moving on with my life.
All right. Man, there's got to be a special place in hell for people like that falsely accuse men of doing things, anybody for that matter, not just men, and don't suffer any legal consequences for that behavior and those accusations. It's just beyond me how this stuff continues to this day. So I mean, the long and short of it is you have a professional baseball player who's worked his ass off his entire career essentially get ruined by a random gal who he hooked up with, or it seems almost like the way that it was described, she almost stalked or even targeted him, if I could even say that. And as a result, he was thrown out of the MLB, Major League Baseball leagues. It's a great job to have. I know actually a few baseball players now personally, and they loved it. You know, they love their career, they love the travel, they love playing the ball game. This guy is no longer able to get any contracts in North America. He's now resigned to playing baseball in Japan, from what I understand. And I don't know what it pays over there, but it can't possibly be as much as, you know, the gigs and deals he would get in North America, especially with sponsorships and everything. I would imagine he lost all of his North American sponsorships too. And again, all because a woman who nefariously targeted him openly, trying to extract money. She slept with him, recorded evidence of it, or, you know, after the fact, I suppose, which, like, in hindsight, must have been the dumbest thing you possibly do, because she's smirking and smiling with no visible bruises. The accusations were that she got choked out and assaulted. And, you know, when they started digging through the evidence, and I can't believe her lawyers actually took on the case. Like, this is how low the bar is for a lot of lawyers when it comes to practicing what they do. It's just unbelievable that they would take on stuff like this. And they went before a judge dealing with this sort of stuff. Dude won at the end of the day, because clearly nothing happened. It was completely consensual, which it seems to be in most cases, especially when it's high value guys that are in a position of influence, that have lots of cash. It seems like they get targeted. And women can allege anything at this point with no limitation period. Like, a limitation period needs to exist, first of all, when it comes to stuff like this. For example, if I go and get a credit card from a Visa or MasterCard and I don't pay it, and I make no acknowledgement of the debt here in Canada anyway, they can't sue you after a couple of years. So there's a 2-year limitation period. But there doesn't seem to ever be any limitation period on situations like this. I'm actually surprised, and I've said this before, that Eve has not alleged sexual assault allegations on Adam, because the limitation period does not exist. We've seen 15, 20, even longer in some cases, where these allegations have been able to destroy a guy in his career. And, you know, you're seeing it with guys like Russell Brand, Andrew Tate. There's a lot of these open cases right now, and others which are still being dealt with, where they still seem at this point to be allegations and false, with little to no evidence whatsoever. Again, you know, we'll see what the outcomes are with the other names that I've mentioned, but it's just something that should not exist in today's day and age, right? It used to be innocent until proven guilty, and now it seems if there's an allegation of misconduct, that it's guilty until proven innocent. And while you're guilty until proven innocent, the guy loses all credibility. It's just bonkers. You know, like, and all of that for what? 20, 30 minutes of pleasure, you know, dealing with somebody who you have no idea if their intent is genuine desire or if their intent is nefarious, and they're trying to collect a little bit of evidence or something that they can use against you later on down the road. But these are the things that we allow to happen in today's world. This is the clown world that we live in today, where there's no common sense anymore. Common sense is no longer common, and people are being allowed to get away with situations like this, destroying Guy's career with no consequences. She's not been fined, she's not paid anything to this guy. As far as I know, she wasn't assigned any jail time for wasting the court's time and ruining this guy's career. There's nothing that he can do as far as collect any damage for his ruined career, because she's a nobody. She's just a random hoe that slept with him. So, you know, these things keep happening, guys, and I don't know what to tell you aside from be very damn careful. I know the vast majority of guys out there are solid. They're not, you know, sexual predators or any of these things, or any of the bad guys that, you know, seem to get amplified all the time in the media. And it seems like in most cases, at least at this point in time, they're mostly false. They're not legit. I know there's been a few legit ones, you know, like you get the Harvey Weinstein or whatever his name was, guys like that. But it's always a creepy looking like weirdo losers that can't get girls that do stuff like this, you know, where they have to resort to strategies and techniques like this to get the attention of women. It's not handsome, successful athletes, actors, professionals out there that are doing stuff like this, but they're getting the allegations. The allegations come because you can point and sputter at any guy and say, that guy over there did bad things. And then the media and anybody that wants to portray it and spin it any way they want will go and screw up your life. Be careful, boys. Be careful. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash the like button. Pinned in the top comment a bunch of useful links, including my January 2024 forum. You're going to want to check it out. It's going to be an amazing meetup in Toronto. All the details are on the website. See you guys later. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.